goal for today is to get the floor in. This is gonna be my first stencil that I will use to cut out the foam. I retaped a piece here to fill in a gap that I cut. Just trying to make it as tight as possible. All right, I have the first one laid out, cut out. So yeah, this is gonna be the first attempt. Cut out one of the foam boards. Hopefully it fits real nice. But you just never know. That's all I got.
You make my head spin. Can you do it?
All right, looks like it's going to fit, but I need to cut this down. This doesn't quite want to go in there.
I wonder what it feels like. I wonder what it feels like. I wanna move in close. Take it real, real slow. Go on and take your time. Make me lose my mind. Ooh, you make my head spin. Can you do it again? I don't know what's happening to me. It's electric running through me. It's got me going like. I wonder what it feels like. Can you do it again? I don't know what's happening to me. I wanna feel alive. One more time. It's electric running through me. It's got me going like. I wonder what it feels like. I wonder what it feels like. I wonder what it feels like.
Those were pretty easy. This back one is the 2 wheel wells, and then there's a little bit of some angles there on the back, so I'm pretty confident that this first cut is not going to fit. But I'm gonna try it. Got the foam insulation cut and in place. I'm just having it float here for a minute. Now I'm gonna use it as a template to cut the subfloor, the plywood, and then I'm gonna make sure that all that fits. Then we're gonna take it all back out, make sure that there's no holes or anywhere that leaks could be getting in. Then we're gonna put the floor in completely. Ew. Let's do this. It's gonna be getting dark here soon, so let's go. Just cut the first piece. Hopefully it fits, it should. Traced the other piece. Gonna put it in now. right, that looks awesome. It's gonna get dark here in a second, so I'm just gonna cut the rest of those. I'm not gonna film it, but then maybe tomorrow I'll show when everything is in there, laid out. Heck yeah. Now that we have the floor cut to the right size and everything, I'm gonna take it all back out, clean the whole surface, fill in a couple holes, but then before putting it all back in, we bought these Ford Transit seats that I'm gonna install inside here. So we gotta find a spot to put them, put the brackets on the floor. They're pretty easy to just click into place and remove them once you get the brackets installed on the floor. But yeah, kind of have to figure out based on the bottom of the van and the top to try to figure out where it can actually go and get mounted in. So I'm gonna try to figure that out right now. So I've got them basically where I want them. I just have to make sure there's nothing underneath the van where I need to put bolts to bolt this down. They're on quick releases, so I can just pull this and it'll come off this bracket. And then we can just remove this whole seat. I want it to be as close to here as possible so that it doesn't poke out too much, but it doesn't go too far back. And we need enough room for our bed because we don't want to have to tear these out every time to make a bed in the back. Okay, so there they are. Here's the bottom. They're 3 feet long. And I'm just counting these ribs. So this is where the further one inside is, and then the one that's close is right here. The problem being the first one will be under this guy, but see, then they're not anymore. So this whole bracket is going to be perfectly fine. This doesn't interfere with where anything is, and then we'll have a couple more coming back here, and then it ends right about here. So this whole section, perfect. Start drilling some holes in the floor, see what happens. We got the pilot holes all cut, poked through. I can see the ground through all of them, so we should be good. All right, we have the Ford Transit seats, the 31-inch wide. We wanted the shorter ones so that we can have more room to go in and out from the van here to the bed in the back. And we're also gonna have a big long cabinet countertop right here. And so I ordered the brackets on eBay and then found the seats on Craigslist. It seems, well, that was in LA and there were tons of these Ford Transit seats. So check on Craigslist because paying for shipping was like as much as buying them, the seats on eBay. But the brackets were like $75 or something like that, and then shipping wasn't too bad. So that ended up working well. But yeah, install doesn't seem too complicated. Drilling holes in the van is always not fun, but we just did that, and I'm about to bolt down the brackets onto the floor of the van, and hopefully it's all gonna work and the seats are gonna click into place and we're all gonna be able to go for our first family ride in the van. So I just put some silicone on the washer, and then we're using a locking nut, and you just bolt them down. And then that's what it's like. These are definitely easier to deal with over on the inside of the van. But the bracket kind of perfectly fits right there. Like it couldn't go any further that way. And it can't really go any further that way. Woo! Got the seats in. They're awesome. This is gonna be so nice to have seats that just can click in and out. Though, almost always we'll probably keep them here, but it's nice just to have the option if for some reason we needed more space, or if we're just hanging out at a campsite. But yeah, these seats are awesome because you don't need to worry about where to put the seat belts. They're all built in. So they're pretty much a self-contained little unit. That's how you do it. That's how you install the Ford Transit seats into whatever van you want. All right, got the subfloor, the insulation foam piece cut pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. Ooh. So now I'll use this piece as a stencil for the plywood. I need to pull these back out, use them as stencils, cut the plywood, that's gonna be the subfloor, and then put it all back in and glue it all down. Yeah. All right, the brackets are in place, and now the subfloor, the plywood, is cut to fit. Using this silicone too to just kind of keep everything in place. I'm not extremely worried that the floor is gonna go anywhere because once you have everything in here, I'm not extremely worried that the floor is gonna go anywhere. But I do wanna use this just to keep it kind of in place, and also as a way to take away some of the like squeaking and cracking of the floor. Floor is in, gonna let it just chill. Okay, we got the floor brackets installed, bolted down, all that good stuff, and then we got the floor cut perfectly so that it goes around the brackets and fits into the van. And we used silicone basically to glue the foam to the floor, and then silicone to then we used more silicone on top to stick the plywood subfloor onto the foam. So that should be pretty good. Not gonna go anywhere. Plus we're gonna have some awesome insulation in this van. Way better than the Westfalia that we owned and our current Vanagon, which has no insulation. Now that we have all of that ready, the floor is good to go with the subfloor. We're going to be putting, let me actually grab it. I'm gonna be putting this guy. This goes underneath. Dual film barrier for improved moisture performance over subfloor. So we're gonna put a whole entire completely taped off, sealed off vapor barrier. This is gonna be for the floor, but then we're gonna tape it off, and it's gonna go right up against what's gonna be on the walls, all the way up to the ceiling, all the way around. It's gonna look like a spaceship. This also adds another little layer of sound dampening, and it also makes it a little more cushy when you're walking on the wood vinyl floors. So here we go. All right, got that all in. Now I can start laying the floor. Definitely cut my finger. Not too bad. Getting way too dark last night, so I couldn't really see exactly what I was doing, and the cuts are getting a lot more difficult than I was anticipating, so I waited until today, the next day, so I can have daylight and be able to see a lot more precisely what's going on. Definitely came into a problem where the seat doesn't fit. I'll just show you. So these latches latch on to this. What I didn't realize is how low this bar is that connects all the way to the other latch. But this sits so low that it was hitting the wood floor. So I have to cut a groove all the way, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping I'd have 2 little holes and I'd be able to put some kind of nice looking cap on top of these when we're not using it. But now I have to figure out a way to cap this entire area so that this bracket can sit in here. After I cut those, the next couple rows are gonna be super easy until I get to this corner and have to cut all that again. But now that it's sunny and I can see what I'm doing, shouldn't take too long. Okay, so almost got the floor completely done. And then I ran out of floor, miscalculated by a tiny bit, but I guess I have to run back to Home Depot now and buy another box just to finish out this last tiny little bit, but it's looking awesome. So excited. Oh yeah. Woo. Oh man, yes, it's gonna look so good. We'll have white walls, and then the ceiling will be strips of wood that we're gonna stain a dark walnut color like this. And then the countertop is also gonna be a dark walnut with white cabinets.